All right. So, hey everybody, we are live for our Q&A about the Momentum Accountability Program. And so I brought some friends along so we can talk about this program, ask questions, answer questions about what it is like to be part of Momentum Accountability. So thank you for joining. And if you are coming into the live stream, let us know that you're live with us. If you are joining us on the replay, just type replay in the comments, and I'd love to hear your questions and comments, and we'll come back around and answer them if you happen to post them after this video is live. So we're here at Momentum Live in Aberdeen, Maryland. It's October 4th. And it's been a really great 2 days so far. A lot of insights, a lot of emotion, a lot of excitement, a lot of challenge, and we've kind of been up for it all, right? So one of the things that I shared here is the Momentum Accountability Program I met with you all yesterday. And today I wanted to answer your questions about what this program is like and what you can expect to experience here. I brought with me Shireen and Victoria and Zaina and Tanya and Betsy, who are all here to share what their experience has been like in Momentum Live here and also Momentum Accountability. So just going to have a conversation and you get to join in that. All right. Momentum accountability is something that I've been putting together and working on over the years. And Victoria, you've really been around since its inception. You've been around since its inception, and you've been a participant receiving support in this program, as well as you've been guiding the development of it. So I'm just curious for you, what has led you to want to be a part of it?
Well, first of all, Nettie, the work that you do is so reliable in the results that it delivers. That is so inspiring. And so being able not only to receive those reliable results of clarity on demand, so potent, but also to be a part of shaping that experience for others has been really rewarding. And I know for me, what momentum accountability means for me is having a structure around me as a business owner that keeps me clear. I'm highly creative, and shout out to anyone watching who wants to call it highly creative, aka ADD, or a little bit easily distracted. I really need a structure around me that keeps me clear. And that's why I'm super proud to be a part of Momentum Accountability, to have been there for the inception and to continue to not only participate, but also be a sponsor of these events as well, because I believe in the program, the process, and the structure that you created, and I see how reliable it is every single time you gather business owners together at any stage of development. We have companies with billion-dollar valuations in the room today, as well as startups. People are just like, I want to do a thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yep. And you're able to, by your process, reliably create clarity and keep us clear, so that pulse, that regular rhythm that you create generates momentum. And I see it happen over and over again, and I'm really proud to get to sit beside you. Yeah, it's good to sit beside you. Yeah.
So I was thinking, I love what you've shared here. There's a system and a structure. It's not just about, coming in and creating the plan, but it's a lot about implementing consistently, and that's really where that accountability support that you would implement consistently your plan comes in. Zaina, we've been working together for a little while. Can you share maybe a bit about what life was like before? So I would say before, I'm sorry, share who you are and what you do.
So my name is Zaina. I am a massage therapist, self-care coach, and retreat leader. And I think if I can think back to before momentum, accountability, and my first momentum live, there was a lot of uncertainty. I really didn't know how to get from where I was, which was this space of I want to do a thing, as Victoria said. I want to create this business. I want to grow it into something profitable, but I don't know how. I don't know anything about business. I, don't have anyone in my family or any close friends that I could, go to for that information. And this is my third momentum live, and I've been doing it for a little over a year now. And a little over a year. And the consistent clarity, as Victoria said, it's, that even if you come into it feeling like I have a new question about where I am now versus where I started, I've made some progress, you get clarity on whatever that next step is, guaranteed. And you come to understand things that you didn't realize you didn't know before, because you go through the step-by-step process and you get all of the answers. And the things that you don't understand, you have a whole community of other people who are going through similar things and either have the experience or have similar questions that you were in a room full of entrepreneurs and business owners and people with experience. So even if it's not something that's even if it's not something that is automatically part of the program, it becomes part of the program by virtue of you asking the question and it being answered all different ways of all the people in the room. So the value is not just in the program and the way that it's written, no offense to you, but it's also in the value of the people in the room and their combined experience. And I think that's what really makes it special. I'm talking the physical room, but also the Zoom room for the accountability calls and for the ongoing program after you leave the live. So it's been a game changer for me.
So yeah, I so enjoyed watching you come into what you're doing and knowing that by you being here, by you showing up in this way, there are people who will literally be healed because of and how important that is that you get out and do this work. So I want to speak a little bit to the community. I think that's something that's really been important in knowing where you were. Maybe if you could introduce yourself, Shereen, and explain what you do.
I'm Shereen Rappaport. I am the CEO of Grassroots Communication, which is a company that was started by my parents. I'm not a founder, but I am second gen, learning all the things. I came to Nettie because I didn't know how to transition into that role. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know how to went about doing it. I didn't know what I didn't know. And I was managing a lot of other things that I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to write a book, I wanted to open a business, start a nonprofit. And kind of what led me to here is how do people accomplish all of these things in one lifetime without losing themselves, without losing control over their lives or health, all that stuff. So I think what led me to you is just trying to find a way out of the chaos that I was experiencing at that time. I knew there was something I had to do to move forward. I didn't know what that was. So yeah, the program has been great. All the tools you give me is great. But for me, the biggest thing was finding community. I came into a place where people understood me. I literally really thought I was crazy before walking into the space because the way I thought, the way I processed things, it wasn't easily understood by the people I was started by. So here year, I found a lot of clarity came into my own, found confidence, started learning to trust my brain, my mind, the thoughts that were coming, to me, and realizing that they were legitimate, that maybe I have more experience than I thought, that I am capable of taking a company over, leading into the next phase. So, that's a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
It's how I survived that.
Yeah,
It was
and
through
that's-
this community.
Wow. Wow. That's,
You're welcome. How many of the people you partner with have you met in this community?
Oh gosh, yeah, I have so many great partnerships that I've been able to develop as a result of this community. Really strong partnerships that helped move my business forward. There's going to be something in this room that you're going to vibe with, that you guys, will go on to do great things. There's some really amazing people here. I think the quality of people is very high. So if somebody comes forward and says they're going to help you, or they're genuinely interested in a collaboration project, it's not just talk. Everybody here follows through with what they say they're going to do. And I think that's part of the accountability.
yeah, so true. In some ways, I feel like I create a container, and I am equally amazed at the people that show up, and just honored to be able to provide this space in the container and the support. So we've talked a little bit about what brought you here, Zainab, what you experienced here. Tanya, what has been the most impactful part of working in this way?
Wow, that's a hard question because actually on the way in, April asked me what I was looking forward to the most, and it's hard to pick which one because there's the networking, there's the setting the vision, and there's the strategy, there's the peer feedback from doing the thing that we're doing tomorrow,
Right.
which is the
Mastermind.
You select a question and everyone gives you
Which is
feedback.
awesome.
I mean, I guess the thing that's most impactful is I was here 6 months ago, and I think I can draw a straight line from what I said I was going to do 6 months ago to what I have done in 6 months. And since then, not that I've done everything, right? But that I have a plan, broke it down and put it into your system, and I feel like that had a huge impact. But again, you don't have to discount all the other things along the way. The books we recommended, the vision, the visions that were transmitted to me, the conversations I had at night or before. I mean, it's not just one thing,
Right? It's this whole mix, like a wonderful stew with lots of different ingredients that you get to simmer in. And
It's like getting plugged into like the wall and walking out like completely charged, ready to like take over the world or something. Like it really feels like that. Walking out of like the event, you're just like,
yeah.
I understand. Like I got this.
Yeah, exactly what the book says, right? You've got this. You've got this energy. Yeah. Betsy, we've had an interesting relationship because I first came to you to create the physical marketing materials for this program and this event, and then you came into the program, and now we're working together for an event, the next event in Los Angeles. And I'm curious for you, what made you say, okay, I want to be a part of this, and I also want to provide it to others.
You're nerdiness. Today, he just casually mentioned, well, did you know that if a man feels like he's got 3/4 of the qualifications, he's going for a position, and if a woman has 100%, then she might go for the position. And I was going, I wonder if that relates to why I didn't feel qualified to be in the room when I first came. And then it carries through to the way you have actionable steps that we're working on now. And then like we get unplugged and like that we need to get plugged back in.
and you have this science-based, factual, and based on your own personal experience and the experience of, I don't know, 100 people or so. Like, so it's a proven system that we still keep having community. We still keep feeling we're not the only ones. We don't have to be lonely, even though we want to be solopreneurs or we want to be CEOs, which can be a very lonely position.
Oh my gosh, for sure. Even doing this for 20 years, I think back into when I started, I didn't tap into any networking or professional development or coaching or anything for years in my business, for at least 8 years when I first started my company. And how different things would be if I had tapped into that sooner. And I want a different path for everyone who goes through here to feel supported and to not feel alone and to be able to tap into this resource or the resources available, shorten the path. It's not going to make it necessarily true that you won't have hard work. Like, you'll work hard, but you'll work hard in a smart, strategic way that's actually going to move you forward. So, we're going to be continuing to support each of you, and for those of you who are considering this program, looking forward to supporting you to reach your goals. Maybe if you could just share, we'll just kind of go around the room. What's one thing you really want people to know if they're thinking about making a decision here? What do you feel like they need to know?
That so the great thing about momentum accountability is that it's made by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs. And so you have an intimate understanding of what someone as a solopreneur, a founder, a business owner, or C-suite, right? Someone who is there to captain the ship. You have a unique understanding of what is needed. And I was actually, before we went live, speaking to all you beautiful people, I was journaling on who this is really for, and what, as I was writing, I realized this is really for those of us who know for a fact that we're not going to do the thing we promised we would to ourselves. Like, there's a strange pattern that I found, I'll put it on me and myself, that I have big dreams, big visions, big ideas that I'm constantly coming up with, especially as the captain of my ship. Like, it's my business. Like, oh my gosh, I can save the world, like all different types of things over the years. And then the biggest obstacle to that is actually me not having integrity. Like, I'm at a meeting or something in other programs, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, etc. And then after the meeting or the networking thing is done, there's no accountability except me to me. And so then I will negotiate with self. Yeah. And that negotiation is always like, well, man, next thing.
Maybe next year I'll get that done.
Yeah. And so, like, you created a structure for protecting me from me. Which is is protecting me from me, that because it's very strange. For others, I am an extremely high integrity individual. Extremely high integrity. And I have people in the room right now who know me very intimately, so no kidding. Yet when it comes to me, for me, I let that slip so that I can stay in high integrity for others. So to make sure that there is a structure around me, sure remain in integrity for me. It's the value that I in what you created, and why you to show up. But it's just,
That's the piece of momentum accountability. Or lack of clarity, or you just don't know what to do next, or like what the order of A to Z. Because when you have accountability check-ins, it's an opportunity to say, okay, I need to do this. I'm gonna do this, 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 and this. So a week away second, and then the chat that makes it easier. Questions or hey, I'm stuck with this. Can anybody help? You have a community accessible and available to keep you on track. So that if you check, like, hey, where are you today? Just ones that no one's gonna notice if I'm here. That's me. Notice a lot.
Yes.
Leaders of our company, we need someone to be able to do this.
Yeah. Do the.
And you said you're gonna
Yeah.
It's a devastating follow-up question. What's gonna be different this week?
Yeah.
What will you do if this happens?
Yes.
No, the other one, the best one is, what will happen if you don't do this?
Yeah, because then it's like, oh.
The whole company's gonna come crashing down one day.
I didn't even know that there were these things.
There's a whole bunch.
That's why we're talking. Yeah.
We also really mentional aspect of this group. There's a big part of what we do here is mental states because it's not showing up 100 and the the first time that I understood that concept before the it's in silos, like work, personal, through kind of permission that they do mix because it was very keeping those things separate. I was constantly running around just keep those things separate. It's all part of one big thing, so being proud. Whatever it is, there's big emotional also
Within a container. So within a safe place and within a container, because I've also myself at times where they're like, all right, parent their ability other than a suggestion I was in that program questions, but who knows where so your phone. I've been trying the phone. People are something emotional. Yes, I am. And it's like, and sure. Being in this it really distracts them. Dangerous, like versus the internet. Okay, cool. We broke the internet. So much value.
So,
So much value in breaking the internet.
yeah, we were talking about the value of a like a trained accountability coach. You know, not just being thrown to the wolves of who you're going to work with as an accountability buddy, but having somebody who knows how to ask the right questions. And that's actually the basis of this program, was having been in the program, being assigned accountability buddies, and consistently not getting my own needs met. When I realized that I was skilled at being an accountability buddy, and that wouldn't it be easier, instead of expecting others to also be skilled at this, to just provide it? And in exchange, you know, I could support them and they could support me, and that worked really, really well. And so that was the basis. And it's been 7 years of providing that kind of support specifically. So
If I could have done it for free with friends, I tried it.
Right.
Hiring professionals has turned out to offer much more wisdom and commitment. And even myself as a coach, I show up differently when I'm being hired to be in that position than when I'm chatting with my friends.
right, right, it adds more structure and value to it, and more commitment, because you put some skin in that game, that you're going to show up and that they're going to show up for you. Yeah. Well, I really appreciate, you know, each of you sharing. I learned a few things about you know, what you got from the program, and I'm honored to be able to be supported by you, to be able to support you in this way, and to know that in supporting you, you're able to do the work that you've been called to do. That's really important. So thank you all. If you have questions about this, I encourage you to put them in the chat. Just a reminder, if you're considering the Momentum Accountability Program and you've been following along, if you can make that deposit of $500 by tomorrow afternoon at 5, then we will be welcoming you into the program and at that decision maker's price point. If not, the program is still available and we're happy to talk. Just put a comment below and we'll reach out and follow up.
How does anyone find this? Like, if someone's watching now, like, where do they go to find where? Like, if I'm watching right now, and I'm like, okay, I have my money. Where do I put it?
Where do you put the money?
Yeah.
And you're
But in internet land, like, is there a URL or do I call someone? What do I do?
so glad to answer this question. In internet land, I would invite you to put a message, a comment below, or reach out by direct message, and we will follow up with you. So this is the kind of thing where we'll have a conversation with you about whether this is the right fit for you, and follow up with more information. We know it can be a big decision, and we want to make sure that you're supported from the moment that you have a question to the moment that you sign up and beyond. It's not just, you know, here, fill out this link and you're in. You know, we are careful about who comes into this room, and we want to make sure it's a good fit for everyone. So.
Yeah, it's everything. So, like, for those of you who are tuning in just now, maybe you didn't, like, we broke the internet, like our first Facebook Live. Looked at it right after everyone shared their stories about how valuable the program is. So you can scroll up on Nettie's page to see part 1 of this live stream. But that was one of the things we were saying, that the community, the fact that you do that vetting process is so powerful. Quality of people is everything. And so my other question is, so say in internet land, I'm watching this a year from now, like,
Yeah.
so if I give me a hand. So if I give you my $100 and I'm ready to sign up, let's go, right? It's a culture fit match for the group, etc. If it's a year from now, can, like, some decision maker just here talking about, can I still get it?
Unfortunately, that decision maker discount is for right now, watching the stream right now. Yeah, so if you're watching this a year from now, I would encourage you to reach out. New things come up, new opportunities come up, but it's still worth reaching out and finding out, number one, if this is a fit for you, and number two, what opportunities we have at this point to join.
Yeah, so that, it expires tomorrow at 5.
Thursday, October 5th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah.
Yep.
2020.
To be clear. And I would say if this is a year from now, it's 3 years from now, you're hearing this, you're seeing this, and you're like, whoa, hold on, I think this is for me. Reach out. Send that direct message, put a comment, we will be notified, and we will absolutely respond.
And if I'm a man, well, someday, I don't know. If I'm a man and I'm watching all these powerful women speak with a powerful woman about doing this differently,
Correct.
should I make sure that I tell my lady friends only to give you a money?
Yeah, if you're a man watching this, I hope that you've been super inspired by what you've seen here, and I would encourage you, just like anyone else here, to reach out. We serve men, women, and those that do not define themselves in those two categories. We're a welcoming environment for all who come to us. Thank you. Yeah. We just happen to have a wonderful group of women here.
At the moment,
At
yeah.
the moment, yeah, absolutely. Any other questions? All right, thank you. Thank you for joining in. Love to see you.
Please.